Well, howdy doody. I've got two programs working. I tried to put them in the same area so I could look and kind of be almost in the same line of view. But it is hard. I found an apparatus that let me record on here because I forgot my passwords and everything. But this will be my last YouTube, and if you're watching this on Rumble, thanks for finally coming over. I was just boiling hot and now I'm freezing cold. But anyways, I have a show for you, and it's going to take probably a couple minutes for people to pop on YouTube. So I have a really good show for you based on all the last bits of information. If you haven't already watched my Rumble from yesterday, go over and do it because it is full of information. See, even when I'm doing this YouTube, it's flashing green. So this is why we do backup. It will be on Rumble this whole show if we get disconnected. So I'm just going to speak freely. I got some charts in front of me. And I kind of wanted to talk about just a continuation. So my friend told me this really awesome story that I kind of already knew, but I asked her to talk about it again. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to talk about that in my show. So here's the story. If you guys haven't heard the story of 100 monkeys, I'm going to tell it to you. And you're welcome. And thank you, friend, for sharing this with me. So I drew, you guys are going to laugh at this picture. See how awesome this artwork is? No, it's not for sale. Don't even try it. The one thing is I have no hand-eye coordination right now. I am dyslexic. I'm writing things backwards. I'm scribbling things. So I wanted to show you. So here's Research Island, where there's a bunch of researchers in the background. That's not important. Here's the ocean. And this is above Japan. So there, whoops, here, I'll show you here. Above Japan. And so anyways, what do you call it? I'll just show you the squirrel. It's a monkey, actually. So what happened? Isn't this an awesome picture? You're welcome. So what happened is these researchers were on this island and they were researching the monkeys. And the monkeys eat this fruit that falls out of the tree. And it was falling right into the sand all the time. So the monkeys were used to eating through sand. Every time they peeled through this fruit, they always got sand in their mouth. And one day, one monkey went down and saw the fruit rolling in the ocean. So he picked it up and he ate the fruit. There was no sand on it. And his mother monkey saw it, and so she started doing it. So pretty soon, all the monkeys on the island were getting washed fruit, basically, because they realized they didn't have to chew through sand. You see the metaphors here? So anyways, by the time the 100th monkey literally clued in to how to wash his own fruit or her own fruit and to change the outcome of how they were eating by not eating sand anymore. That's a big change on your digestion. Can't even imagine. But anyways, so after the 100th monkey, guess what happened mysteriously on other islands around? Monkeys were doing the same thing. I got goosebumps all over me. Do you get where I'm going? We're the monkeys right now. And the fruit represents every timeline that comes into our purview, in my opinion. And some of those timelines have a lot of sand on them for certain people. And they still have to chew through some of the things that are causing them triggers so that they can finally get to the place where they're happy just eating the fruit that is on the island. That's the acceptance part of the lessons of each grain of sand that come into our life. Like each grain of sand carries a vibration. Each person carries a vibration. So people ask me what I do to calm down. I color. I like coloring. So I colored this the other night while I was sitting here and tuning out on some whatever. And I use this kind of as a representation. I'm going to use this as a representation. So the way I look at it is we're all the center of the universe right here, of our own universes. And the projection of what goes out, see, it's almost like the flower of life all the way around. The projection of what we project is our own exterior movie, okay, within this cube. Our own. So our heart space, whatever our heart vibration chooses that day, that moment in time, right here in the present, because this is infinite energy constantly moving. Nothing ever stays the same. Nothing. Your skin even grows in 30 days. Your whole body regenerates, basically. So if we're in a time hologram matrix here, which I think we are, then everything revolves around how we use our energy. Okay? How we can manipulate our energy and how we move through the energy. And what if, I'm just throwing this out there because I'm like thinking on so many levels. What if there is no such thing as outer space? What if we're just connected in pods, like in the movie, I don't know, Minority Report or The Matrix or whatever, and we're all viewing whatever we shoot out from our matrix. So think about in the movie Avatar, that's the perfect actual one I want to talk about. So remember when the human goes to the land of Avatar, I'll just say, and he's still a human. He goes through this change where until he connects up to the tree and they're all connected to the tree, is he activated in his full avatar self. So what if that is how it all works, is when we figure out what our outside projection is, we start making our own projections. Like that's how we're co-creators. You know, because yes, this is a chemical reaction. I get that. But I was saying to my friend the other day, I go, how do we even know if we go in an airport, I'm going to England. We're not, and then we get into, we're just sitting there hooked up to things and we're just having the London experience with the people who are having, hey, Raven's coming over to London experience, like in Total Recall. We're all on the same vacation together. So I don't hold any value to any sort of other, like, because I don't even know what's real, is what I'm saying. If there's no solar flashes, and I thought there were solar flashes yesterday, I'm like, oh, okay, well, moving on. That's like everything else, right? What is real? So our reality is super important when it comes to where we're focusing on, because what's happening is these little movie projections, okay, say, let's talk about Turdo, okay? Some people just found out that he was on Epstein Island list. So their movie projection for, oh, Trudeau's just the prime minister, I don't want to hear about any of that conspiracy crap, to now their energetic level has shifted to where they're seeing the same outcome in their own perception. I want to repeat something a couple of times. No being has the same perception exactly the same way of events, because we are co-creating our reality as we go. No being, like, I don't know what someone else, we're not like that yet. And I say yet, because as an organism, I really do believe, and we all reside in this energetic organism as energy. I do believe that when we're self-actualized and all of our stuff and our DNA is cleaned up, then our own acceptance of self-power is even going to be on an individual level. So some people are going, oh, I wish people would wake up to this and that. And no, no, no. I'm like, I'm of the other mindset that I already see a lot of people waking up. I already see a lot of change because I choose to see the 6 or 8 CEOs in China missing and all of a sudden they're arrested. Or how there was certain capitulations around the globe to end war in 2017, 2018. How certain other people were arrested. So this, to me, is all actually something that I have accepted as the outcome already in the steps to get there. So I hold no value energetically to anything that makes me mad or would trigger me, I guess, other than, like sometimes I'm like, let's move on a little, or whatever. But I'm really trying to change the things that trigger me and my outcomes. So I'm like, hey, yeah, a lot of people are getting arrested. Hey, yeah, look at all those call signs. Hey, yeah, look at this. Yeah, look at that. There's a lot of stuff happening. And so what I wanted to point out is exactly why I think some of this, just what's being not told on. And I can't say some of this, so I wrote it down. All right. I hope it comes out properly. So we all know what that is. This did not go public, okay? For a reason that I'll read, but it has to do with this, okay? And how it's literally, if this gets released, it enacts that. You see where I'm going? We've been talking about that and how when your leaders are corrupt, what happens? Well, there has to be action much like that. Okay? Because there are leaders in Canada and Mexico are not upholding that within this. All right? So within all of this, okay, you're going to see more of this. This guy who bought the tweeter is not only fighting the woke indoctrination, but he's revealing all the truths about all the agencies that have been spying on us. Making little creations, causing bots to come out. Release the bots! So that brings me to the other side of this page. We're just going to talk about a whistleblower from that had a movie out, and his events happened from 2004 to 2013, where he was an ex-intelligence whistleblower. Okay? We all know who that is. Who I'm talking about. This guy. I'll just use this as a character because we can all identify with this character in that movie. Okay? Who would be the most sought after person right now? Because they know where all the bodies are buried. And what's on all the videos. Alright? Do you see where I'm going with all this information? I don't even remember what I put on it. That person can also set the system in motion to dismantle all of the things that were being done. Okay? Like this stuff. And that's what it's truly after, is all of this is what in the back end we're fighting for. Because it's control of our thoughts at this point. Like chat AI, that is to let you guys know that is how freaky sentient beings are. No thanks. I'm good. You know why? Because in this matrix, we are those people. We don't need some of that technology, to be honest. You know what we need technology to do? Clean toilets. Little robots to come in and steam clean toilets and do our housework, like that have no faces, no emotions, can't get past a certain program of, hey, we're just cleaning. They're not going to conspire together. All of a sudden, all the robot maids get together and take over the world. No. That's not what I'm talking about. That's what they were hoping. Through dehumanizing us, through depopulating us. But if 100 monkeys can change the consciousness islands away, how powerful are we? Monkeys don't talk to each other. Hey, Bob, send a message by coconut over to the island. Come on. No, that's not how it works. So people can choose to change their mindset and their outcome of the story. I've always been more of this kind of person. Maybe it's the artist in me. I see beauty in everything. And even like maybe because a lot of the earlier traumas that I've been through, I've never let that person have power. It doesn't matter what happened. I've just never let that person have power because they win. And when we fight with each other or when we don't agree with each other in a really negative way, you know, where we think we have to do this or that or hold that vibration, we're not truly growing from within and saying, hey, this is how we're going to make it different. So what I mean by that is we can all choose to, you know, keep staying in the vibration of eating sand on that piece of fruit. That's your choice. That's free will. That is total free will. But I do see people now being woken up. And whether that's been a switch in our electrical grid right at the base of the tree of life, however you want to picture that, or whether it's this, that, or the other thing, we don't know what we know. Like I don't even know anything. I'm just like guessing. I'm always guessing, like, and hoping somebody else sees the little nuttiness in me guesses that I do. So I'm just going to read some of the comments here. Follow you on Rumble. Oh, yes. Oh, thank you very much. Cornwall, I love you. Holland, I love you. I love everybody. I have a lot of people that follow all over the globe. Globe. Dirt. Flat Earth, on Earth. Anyways, so think of us like this. And all of our energy is spinning around. So nothing is stagnant. We're not meant to stay in the same place. If we were, we'd be trees. Just a little toilet wall humor I've seen somewhere. I don't know. Some ism. And I did say this yesterday on my my Rumble video, or maybe I went on Crackbook. It was funny because I did a 38-second video on Rumble. And then I go tell people to watch that video on Rumble on Facebook, and I end up doing almost an hour-long show. Yeah. No, there's a lot of people that don't believe we're spinning around. No, but our energy is constantly shifting. And constantly, you have to think of like energetic, all of us are like orbs of energy with our aura, and some people travel really fast and can go bing 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 bing, you know, and absorb a lot of downloads and absorb a lot of whatever, and then they have to stop. Gotta level up, gotta integrate, because I can't take that for a bit, and then they move on, go on and some people can have many different, say, projects of energy that they're working within, and can see them as all equal and see them all as relevant, and do them when the time is suitable in their matrix. It's like an artist doing art. You can't be creating. But I think the whole point of having people fighting with each other is to keep us from creating. Period. So whenever I get cheesed off with anything, whether one of my big triggers, I'm just going to say, because I used to have OCD really bad. And when I started this channel, I had to answer everybody's messages. I had to respond back. I had to give my opinion. Blah, 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 blah. There is like 20, 30,000 messages in my Facebook. And I love everybody, but I can't hold 30,000 people's timelines. Do you know what I'm saying? I can only project my timeline and say 30,000 people. Only 10 of you really truly agree with me, and then some of the other stuff is like, no, I think she's just like cuckoo, doesn't matter, whatever it is. Then maybe that's not your timeline right now. Maybe you aren't meant to watch my show then. Maybe that's the way it is with everybody. Maybe we are those people to be the first 100 monkeys. We're the first 100 monkeys. And so we gotta chew through the sand. We gotta choose. We have chosen that path, because when you think about it, you're choosing what fruit to pick up. And I look at that just as your soul contract decided what overall fruit to pick up. And some of us chose the fruit that was closer to the beach, like where we're one of the first 5 or 6 or 10 or whatever, that decided to energetically choose through and accept the past, that path that we have been given. Or you can be like more at the other end. It doesn't matter where we are in the chain of monkeys, is my point. Because we've all had to chew through all of the sand to get to where we've gotten. And we are all equal under God's eyes, Creator's eyes. We are all equal. So we are all sitting in here. It's just where your vibration is and where you choose, what you choose to project. So some people decided to chew through that sand super fast. Nope, I don't like chewing sand. It's not for me. Some people still have 4 or 5 grains left in their mouth. Some people have a whole mouthful. Like, it's all up to that individual, how they deal with that sand. That's all. So that's my story with the 100 monkeys and the sand. And I must say, I catch glimpses of the MSM. I have to put that stuff over there. I'll keep touching it. I catch glimpses of MSM a lot, and just walking by or whatever. Not because I watch it, just because it's there. And it was muted today, and I was making my smoothie, and I see this, like, took up the whole screen, emergency red thing, and it was for one of those panic buttons or something. I don't know, but it's like, hey, old people, if you have it muted, or hey, if you're not, we're still programming you. We're still programming you. And people talk a lot to me about, hey, I'm seeing a lot of synchronistic numbers. I can't even. This has been my life for years. And maybe that was one of the things of acceptance and awareness of how magical we are. But I can't even get away in the last 3 years without literally everywhere I look is a triple digit or a quadruple digit or something that has meaning. Every single place. And I'm like, I'll be like, doo-doo-doo-doo, and then look up and 555 will go by when I'm on the train. I'm like, okay. 444, whatever. I am very aware of my surroundings, but I'm very accepting of the present. So one of the things I kind of wanted to point out too was kind of not just about the little kid on the train, but it had to do with the little kid on the train in a way, about the thoughts of attraction. So there was a guy who got on the C train after the little kid, and he was wearing one of those owl, the really expensive hoodies that are symbolic, that symbol. I don't know, the gold owl. I don't know who owns it. I don't care. But anyways, it's not it's just a creepy. Anyways, and I look up and I'm like, oh yeah, of course I'm going to see one of those to see if I'm over the trigger of that. Yep, doesn't bother me. The guy and I said, have a nice day, and light and love. Like literally I try and say I'm going everywhere with every footstep. I'm consciously making an effort to spread love and light. That's who I am as a person. That's always what I try and mentally manifest. So Then these two girls get on the C train and they're commenting on how cool that guy's sweatshirt was. And these girls did not look like they had much money, but they were emulating like that was a really expensive and that was something that they aspired to have. And it was almost like, are you over that trigger yet? Because I was like, at first I was like, oh, geez, of course, you know? But everywhere I go, my biggest trigger in the past 3 years, going back to the emails and all of that, is people's expectations of me, especially in the last year and a half. It's been hard. Like, and sometimes I can't explain, and I'm not saying this said poor me. This is not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying I'm a different part of that flower. That's all. And not everybody's gonna see the way I see things. That's all I'm saying. But um, the vibrations of expectations of people or expectations of outcomes that you have no control over. You control everything. You are the controller of the outcome. You can either look at the outcome as, okay, that didn't turn out the way I expected, like going back to the ex-boyfriend, or you can look at it and say, you know what? Oh, I love that guy. He was so nice and I liked his kids, and whatever. Like you can bring back all the good memories and look at all the good stuff that happened and how much was brought to attention during the last 3 years, you know? So we're supposed to be those light holders. We are supposed to be those shining light holders. And the only way we can shine it is by changing our projections of our expectations. Okay? You have to change your and live in the present. That's the only way that you don't get attached to the 3D anymore. No expectations. No expectations. And that's my trigger. I have to get rid of what I think people expect from me. Okay? Because it does trigger me every time I talk about it. I'm like, but I don't owe anybody anything. Why are you talking like that, Raven? So, because we're all responsible for ourselves. That's all the only way I think about it. It's not like I'm passing the buck on what I think about, and I care about everybody's opinion. I do. That's not what I'm saying. But we shouldn't be going, this person did that, or I did this for you, or whatever, or like, hey man, I've been doing the show, whatever. I'm not getting paid for it. Like, I'm not getting paid for it. I make fun of it. I don't care. This is who we are. We're supposed to be sharing that love and information for free. I don't have any expectations from anybody, and I'm totally grateful for every single ounce of energy that people give to watch my show, to give me donations at Christmas or my birthday, or just because. I love you all. Like, I do. I don't think that means like, oh, those other people aren't donating to me. Like, that's not what we're supposed to be here for. We're all in this together and we're all one. So why don't we start acting like it a little bit more? That's all. We just need to change our projections because it's all our ego that has to come out. And we keep getting triggered because it's my ego thinking I have to please everybody. That's the bottom line. I wouldn't be triggered if I didn't think I had to please everybody. So the first thing that comes out of your mouth is, I don't owe anybody anything. No, you don't. So why are you getting mad about it? Because you don't owe me anything and I don't owe you anything other than to be our true selves. And that was part of the video about stop being sweet, And it's not that I don't love you guys. You know that I love you. But we're sometimes sweet at a cost to who our authentic self is, because we sit in our ego of feeling like we need to help everybody, or feeling like you are going to change somebody's mind even if their vibration doesn't match yours. Like, these are all the things that I've been working through. Or say, for example, I don't know, whatever. You get what I'm saying. So I've never really chosen to stay in a negative vibration. Like, even about ex-boyfriends. Like, it's just, what is the point? I can reflect back on my baby daddies and go, wow, like, I'm glad I did such a great job because they weren't really present. So good for me that my boys chose me to be that strong, powerful person. I could sit here and go, oh my God, I had no money, all these, I had to work 3, 4 jobs, and it was so terrible. And well, why? That was like friggin' 10 years, 20 years ago. Let it go. Let it go. So that's where my vibrations are at. I could never stay in one vibration long. I talk about it. And even now, when I talk about things, it's more of like a reflection to make it make sense for me. And if it doesn't sit in your vibration, it's okay. I'm not offended by it. But I do question people who are still like trolling on, say, Phil's page. It's a perfect example. Who would be trolled on a lot, but somebody giving you a lot of information. Who would have a lot of bots on their page, but people giving you information. I don't know. I've never had more bots on my page since last year, May 2021, all the way headed to probably the end of March of 2022. I had more bots, and and so did somebody else, you know? So I do believe everything is for a reason and a season, and I just look at it objectively. I might not like how that show turned out, but we're all watching different movies, you know? Not everybody's gonna like watching Bambi over and over and over and over again, because I don't like the mom getting killed at the beginning. Like, don't watch it. Or whatever, not everybody's going to be in my vibration is what I'm getting at. And you're like, and not everybody's going to be in your vibration. And we need to honor and accept that the more we go on, because 100 monkeys have changed the temperature. And if 16 million people right now are watching Phil G, then clearly he is a threat to something going on. Clearly a threat. So personally, I'm keeping an open mind because the ending isn't for everybody. It isn't. Let's all face it. That's been repeated over and over and over again. But my ending is happy. My ending is happy no matter what. No matter what happens, my ending is happy. Like, I don't want to sit and talk about anything other than as a reflection, or I'll explain how I work. I get really effed off at the very beginning. Say for example, I went and got my car fixed and they just effed it up so bad. I will tell all my friends that are closest to me, like my 2 or 3 friends, oh my God, these guys are idiots. They in the car, and I vent. And then after, I'm like making jokes about the idiots who fucked up my car. That's pretty much it. And once I've changed it into a joke, it no longer holds any power over me at all. And that's how I've operated my whole entire life. I've always seen humor. I've always been that inappropriate person that is like, you just said that at a funeral, dude. And I'm like, oops. Like, I've stuck my foot in my mouth just to change the vibration. It's like in that movie Steel Magnolias when Sally Field is crying and crying and crying, and then what's her face, Olympia Dukakis, throws out Shirley MacLaine, here, take a whack at Weezer. Like that. That's the type of mentality I have. Because I can't stay in that emotion, and laughter through tears, just like that movie says, is the best emotion on the planet. And I think that's what we're all coming through, is that all of the tears we've had to cry while chewing the sand is coming to the point where we're getting heart activated even more, so that it's only like love, abundance, peace on earth, and goodwill towards all. Like, that's what we're here for, is that. So, on that note, kids, I'm going to do a quick card reading, because I just think I should. So, I'm going to put my Rumble channel link. Cleansing and the Frog. That's the card on the bottom. Wow, looky, rubber cookie. I'm going to put my Rumble link channel in this last live that I'm doing. And yeah, I have been grateful to everyone for the 3 years that you have been with me. And I hope and pray that we all find each other on the other side, where we can manifest a big party. First card, communication. Well, isn't that what we're talking about? Deception in the owl. What animal did I mention? It's pretty much the only animal I mentioned. Oh my goodness. That made me laugh too hard. Sorry. I'm going to take a sip. Hysterical. No, I'm not even going to guess. Now, those that have been watching the Raven Moonstone news/art show for years, you cannot make up this kind of stuff. So I see the communication breakdown of the deception, and it's all coming from all the frogs and their cleansing energy. Do you see what's happening here? Do you see what's happening here? Gosh. And the owl is number 13. And we're going into our 13th creation. Oh, and the frog's 15. Oh, get a load of this. Communications 41 and the frog's 14. Mirrors of each other. Maybe I should go look up Q Post 1441. Might be something interesting in there. I look for signs in everything. But that is a cool card reading. So I'm super grateful for everybody, everything that you've done, no matter whether you stop following me because I followed that lady a year ago, I can't say her name, or I get glitched out, or if I'm onto this too crazy of a conspiracy theory with who is the 17th letter, or you don't believe anything I say about, time hologram matrices, whatever it is, whatever it is. I think we're all going to be at the same understanding, and it won't be mine. It's going to be our collective opinion, because that's our collective projection. I hope that made sense. Our collective opinion is our collective projection. Oh, and one thing I wanted to mention, back to the movie that I made on my YouTube called I Am in the New World, is that go back to the starlings flying in the sky, and every flap of their wings is a vote towards a good thing. I was sitting outside watching all the sparrows and finches today. There's a lot of bird feeders. There's a lot of wildlife. There's a coyote in the backyard today. And I was watching these birds, and they have this, I just like closing my eyes and hearing it, because you can tell what animal is coming. And it's about, I don't know, 15, 20 feet away from me, this one bird feeder where they all like to go. And there's a lot of seeds on the ground, and there's a fence line that runs. And you can hear all the birds quietly going and landing on the bird feeder. It's really quiet when they go to go get the food. But when the squirrel comes by, or a blue jay or whatever, it's a big rush, and you can always tell when they come by. So that's them alerting, much like, anything else. There's danger afoot, or get away from that squirrel, whatever. And that's kind of how people repel negative energy. So the more we have our vibrations increased, we're going to intuitively move together. We don't have to have that communication of this person's good, that person's bad. We're all going to be attracted energetically to which bird we want to hang out with and fly with, which, which flock we want to go with, or how our energy is going to flow, who we want to help. So one of the ways that you can change your energy very quickly is go help somebody. Go be of service to somebody. So I try and do that every day without emptying your cup. Make sure that your cup is full before you share any energy. That's very important about accepting your self-awareness. And do a lot of cleansing, by the way. Go do some grounding, have a rainbow shower, whatever it is. And just know that everything is coming to this is awesome. I love this card reading. If this is the last one I do on the tuber, I just want everybody to get off of this thing. The other thing I'm going to try and do this afternoon, and it'll be on my Telegram, is and that's what I want to point out. If Mr. has 16 million people watching his Rumble, and he's only showing about 133 to 100 or 333,000 followers when I started. Now it's way down, and I'm like, yeah, the same thing happened to that other lady last year, is that you don't know how many are bots. You don't know how much they're shadow banning. I don't even know how much they're shadow banning on my Telegram. But my Rumble and my Telegram are the two main places that I am posting information. If it's just a little decode, I throw it on Telegram. If it's like just a little 2 or 3 minute video. So there's some that are on Telegram that aren't on Rumble. So just know that pretty much everything gets posted to my Telegram channel, and that's at Raven Moonstone Art. So I don't know if I'm going to get a website yet. I'm not good with technology. So, making funny faces right now. Oh well. But yeah, that's about all I want to say. Anybody have any last minute words on the tube? Other than it's been a blast. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'm going to post a whole bunch of chart videos that I can find. I'm just going to cut and paste them to a Word document. And then I'm going to post that Word document, or not the Word document, but it in one post, like just cut and paste it. So it's all there and all the links. So you can just go click on, and you'll have to forgive me because I have no idea what I'm talking about on some of these videos. But I'm just going to send the most popular, what I think are helpful, and help people reabsorb some information, or even the ones that are on there left. So what my recommendation to people, if you think these videos are helpful to you, pay the $10, get yourself on, or whatever it is, 15, but I don't even know how much these ding dongs charge right now. They make a lot of money off of me. That's all I know. That's why I'm getting off this channel, is because I've had over, I think, 2-3 million views on all my videos over the past 3 years. I don't even know, because they lie about that. And I haven't made a penny, not 1 cent off of YouTube, not one. And they show videos every time, show commercial every time you go to watch my videos. So they're making money off of there somehow, some way. I don't care. They're getting paid by the people putting on that ad. So they're getting paid and I'm not. So I don't want to subscribe to that crap anymore. And it's not like Rumble's any better, because they're shadow banning me super hardcore over there. Like, you can go watch the video. It won't get taken down. But there's no views on it, or they'll have like 50 or 100 comments and no views, or it looks like nobody's watching. So be sure, if you are on Rumble, to like and do the thumbs up and all of that stuff. So that'll just help it appear in your feed more and up when people go to Raven Moonstone channel. And Raven Moonstone's all one word. That might help you too. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I love you all, and thank you. This screen is bleep, 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 flashing out. So I'm going to turn off this video first. Thank you. And then I'm going to shut off this one, because I always forget where the button is on this. But thank you for tuning in. I sincerely love everybody. I love everybody. Go spend time in nature and just be at one with your own creations, your own projections. Know that your energy is super important to help speeding up the timeline. So you can either think, we won, we won, we won, or man, why are these still people still talking about this? Why are you still talking about it? And I mean in a negative way. I don't mean just talking about it like to talk about it, because we talk about everything like that. But some people are just, whatever. You know what I'm getting at. But anyways, thanks guys. I love you all.